Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oreva. I want to read to you. I cannot say lecture because I'm not that strong yet. So for any one of you that is trying to do Ican studies, you don't have the time to read. You can listen to my video, and while you are doing whatever, you can listen to my video, and there's the study pack. I'll be bringing it paragraph by paragraph so that the video will be short and well digested by you. You can always play the video all over again. So this strategic financial management is SFM. I'm reading from the study pack, the chapter one, which is the introduction to strategic financial management. The content is strategic financial management, the financial objectives, the treasury function, stakeholders, corporate social responsibility, ethical issues in financial management, then the chapter review. So we'll be taking strategic financial management for today, the introduction, the introductory part of it. Okay, so, the aim of strategic financial management is to support management in making informed decisions. Candidates are expected to apply relevant knowledge, the skills, and exercise professional judgment in recommending appropriate options for financing a business, recognizing and managing financial risk, dividend decisions, and investment. Okay, a financial manager should be able to make informed decisions that will help management. That's what he's talking about. Then the details of this syllabus include the following: the financial environment and the role of financial management. Okay, I take that again, sorry. Financial environment and role of financial manager and money market institutions. It's a kind of a subheading. So, financial environment and role of financial managers. Although we have the evaluate financial objectives within the strategic planning process of an organization. Identify key stakeholders of organizations and advise on their interest. When the stakeholders show their interest, you have to advise them whether their decision is going to be good or not. There are some techniques that has to be followed by the financial manager to give the stakeholders the right advice concerning their interest. So we also have evaluate and apply the concept of corporate social responsibility and its relationship with the objective of maximizing stakeholders' wealth. Of course, if there is a manager in an organization and you cannot maximize the wealth of the stakeholder, they are going to kick him out. So every time his priority would be to maximize the wealth of the shareholders. The organization needs to make more profit, and this is one of the major functions of the financial manager. He has to be able to know how to evaluate situations, how to evaluate risk. Okay, assess and advise on agency theory and its relevance to financial management. Evaluate and communicate the key activities undertaken by treasury managers. Okay, analyze and evaluate centralized and decentralized treasury management and the argument for and against each. Okay, identify and assess the impact of emerging issues in strategic financial management. Discuss ethical issues in strategic financial management. So we have the exam content here. In the exam context, this chapter provides a broad introduction to aspects of financial management. It defines strategy in order to provide a foundation for what follows. The chapter explains the impact and interaction of financial management objectives. It continues by explaining the treasury function of large organizations and continues with a decision of stakeholders. It concludes by talking about corporate social responsibilities. By the end of this chapter, you should be able to explain the meaning of financial strategy and strategy financial management. Explain the formulation of corporate objectives and identify the primary corporate objective. So, explain how other objectives, both financial and non financial, link to the primary corporate objective. Explain the treasury function. Okay? Define and list stakeholders and identify their interest in an organization. Define corporate social responsibility and explain how it links corporate objective to stakeholders' requirements. So we go into the financial strategy financial management proper. So the section overview. The definition of strategy is very important. The nature of financial management is very important. Definition of strategy. There is no single definition of strategy. When we talk about strategy, however, um, somebody feel like or the point of view of the person can define strategy in this way. So, however you define strategy, it may work provided um, is in line with the system of obtaining the objective of an organization. So the definition of strategy, we're going to look at the one some of the scholars have defined, like Shadler, like Drucker, like Johnson School, and Whittington. Okay, so first of all, let's take the one of Shadler. Definition of strategy by Shadler. He defined it this way. He said the determination of the basic long-term goals and the objective of an enterprise and the adoption of courses of action and the allocation of resources necessary for carrying out these goals. I hope you heard me clear. Let me define it once more again. He said the determination of the basic long-term goals, the long-term goals of an organization, and the objectives of an enterprise. Every enterprise have their objective, and the adoption of courses of action. Okay, when you have this objective, the course of action that follows, and the allocation of resources, definitely the actions will cost some money. Is it through marketing or whatever, all will involve money. So the resources that is available to pursue these actions, for carrying out these goals. That's the definition. Okay, the determination of the basic long-term goals and the objective of an enterprise and the adoption of courses of action and the allocation of resources necessary for carrying out these goals. This is the definition of strategy by Shadler. So we'll go to the one of Drucker now. Drucker defines strategy this way. He said, a pattern of activities that seek to achieve the objectives of the organization and adapt its scope, resources, and operations to environmental changes in the long term. You get it right? Let me define it again by Drucker. I said the pattern of activities, that is the way the activities are carried out, that seeks to achieve the objective. Okay, the way they do the things and they help to achieve the objective of the organization and adapt its scope, that is the various areas, resources, which is the finances involved, I said it before, and the operations. and environmental changes in the long term. Today you can get a strategy that we'll be making a flyer to advertise our business or whatever so that we can expand um, our our coverage or something like that. But that is for now. But in the next few moments, like let me say in the next few months or some years later, we discover that these flyers are not they are not covering wide areas enough, they are not loud enough. So the next thing we have to go to the social media. You understand? So um um that is what this line means. Say to environmental changes in the long term, environmental changes in this our world, especially in these developing countries, we are changing steadily. We always change, trying to follow up with those developed countries already. If we are doing something now and we catch an idea from the developed countries, we have to push ourselves upward so that we can match with the current situation. Just imagine if there be an organization that does not have a computer 20 years ago, and till now they don't have a computer. I think that organization should be fading off, and I think they should have already closed their gates by now. So every organization should always be changing on the long term. They change with the changing environment. If there was an organization that their marketers market their products, maybe carry it on their head and going about and other stuff, I think in this modern time they should be able to get a vehicle to do more marketing. Okay, that is the strategies. No, the operations to environmental changes in the long term. You have to keep changing. Okay, so the definition of strategy according to Johnson, Schools, and Washington. Okay, the direction and scope of an organization over the long term, which achieves advantage in a changing environment through its configuration of resources and competencies with the aim of fulfilling stakeholders' expectation. Okay, the direction and scope of the organization. What is our focus? What are we working towards? Okay, over the long term, on the long run, what do we intend to achieve in, in the next 10 years, 20 years? Which direction are we going to? Is it that we need to have many branches? We need to have many more products, more than only one product? What exactly do we really want? Do we want to go global beyond only one country? Like we want to go international, other stuff, you know? Okay, say which achieve advantage in a changing environment through its configuration of resources. Configuration of resources. The resources is always important. It has to be there in all your definition. You can see for Shadla is there, for Drucker is there, Johnson School and Washington is there. So however you want to define strategy, make sure that resources is always there, and achieving the goal is always there. Configuration of resources and competencies with the aim of fulfilling stakeholder expectation. Without the stakeholder expectation, I think strategy will not really make sense. Whatever you do, it has to be according to the stakeholder expectation, which is most likely is profit maximization. Okay, so let me take it plain again. Johnson School and Washington define strategy as the direction and scope of an organization over the long term, which achieves advantage in a changing environment through its configuration of resources and competencies with the aim of fulfilling stakeholders' expectation. So each of the above definition has a different focus, but all refers to actions, courses of action, pattern of activities, configuration of resources and competencies undertaken to achieve the objective aim of an organization. In the other words, a strategy consists of organized activities, and the purpose of these activities, the strategy, hmm, is to achieve an objective. If you have a strategy that will not end you at achieving an objective, it makes no sense, you know. Your strategy must be that you are putting this strategy to make sure you achieve this objective, this aim, okay, whether on the long run or on the okay. Okay, so strategy is long-term formal strategic planning by large companies, for example, might cover 5 years or 10 years or longer into the future. The strategic choices that an enterprise makes are strongly influenced by the environment in which the enterprise exists. The environment is continually changing, like as I started before in my example, is continually changing. And if there be any organization that is not ready to change with the changing environment, very soon they will fade off and they will just shut their gate because they can't cope anymore. They can't just cope anymore. People are changing from handwriting to typewriting, from typewriting to computer, from computer. I think something else will be coming soon, just like that. So if you are not changing like that, the organization is not changing like that, it will never work well for them. Okay, so strategies involve an enterprise in doing different things with different resources over time as it is forced to adapt to changes in its environment. So, my listeners, will end it here today. Then tomorrow we'll be going to financial strategy. What we finish with today now is just strategy. I don't want the video to be too lengthy. Thank you, everyone.